Welcome. This is Atlantic Television Global News at 9. First, the headlines. 5 dead, cars burned in Rivers tanker explosion. Delta resident doctors start winning strike. Speaker Abbas converts for national cohesion. PH Disco begins new tariff for Band A customers. Sierra Leone's energy minister resigns. Kanye West sued for alleged discrimination. Sheffield United relegated from Premier League. Now the stories. At least 5 persons have been confirmed dead and over 70 cars burned in the tanker explosion at the LMS section of the East-West Road in River State. An eyewitness who gave his name as Baridi told our correspondent that the incident followed a petrol-laden tanker which collided with a heavy-duty truck, spilling its content and bursting into flames. He said the fire spread to a long stretch of vehicles plying the Akpajo-One Road following the gridlock, which is a usual occurrence on the road now under construction. He blamed the tragedy on the reconstruction of the road, which, according to him, had worsened the gridlock. Confirming the casualty figure, the spokesperson for the State Police Command, Grace Iringa-Koko, in an interview with our correspondent on Saturday, said, "For now, about 5 persons are dead," adding that the Commissioner of Police and his team were on the ground last night to ensure there is no breakdown of law and order. River State Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara has expressed grief over the fire disaster on the East-West Road that caused loss of lives and destroyed several vehicles on Friday night. Governor Fubara, after inspection of the carnage that occurred at Alitor Eleme area near Ndurama, noted that when he got information about the fire incident on Friday night, he quickly dispatched the security agencies to step in, describing the situation as unfortunate and commiserated with those that lost their loved ones and vehicles as a result of the inferno. Governor Fubara, who was accompanied on the visit by the Commissioner for Energy, Uche Nwafo, urged commuters on the East-West Road to be cautious as the situation of the road calls for carefulness, adding that the disaster would have been avoidable if motorists also behaved properly. The disaster, which was caused by a PMS-laden tanker that caught fire, witnessed loss of lives and several vehicles burned at about 7:30 p.m. Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria says the fire incident along the Eleme axis of the East-West Road in River State, which resulted in significant damage to properties and loss of lives, was caused by a vehicular accident. State Chairman of Petron, Francis Dingba, explained that a heavy-duty vehicle collided with a petrol-laden truck from behind amidst heavy traffic, causing the valve of the petrol truck to open. Dingba, in an interview, stated that subsequently the heat from the collision ignited and the spilled petrol, resulting in a fire and subsequent explosion. Expressing concern over the incident, Dingba emphasized that proper road maintenance could have potentially prevented such a tragedy, recalling Petron's several appeals to the government to fix the road. Dingba also expressed concern that some individuals who were not eyewitnesses have been spreading inaccurate information that the fire incident was caused by an explosion from a tanker. Akpo Consultative Assembly has unanimously passed a vote of confidence on the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. The Akpo Consultative Assembly held their meeting in Rumolumini, declared that the people of Akpo Kingdom will stand firmly behind the minister Speaking at the meeting, the Special Assistant on Lands to the Minister of FCT, Michael Chinda, said the Akwa Consultative Assembly has resolved to continue supporting Nyesom Wike and his mandate. He went on to declare that no governor has done more for the people of Akwa Kingdom since the creation of River State, calling Wike the only governor that has remembered Akwa Kingdom. In his remarks, Chief Honorable Anthony Okia, member of FCT Civil Service Commission, said the people of Akwa will always stand by the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, describing the minister as a leader who is respected across the country. The president of the Akwa Consultative Assembly, Honorable Francis Amadi, echoed similar sentiments, saying the people of Akwa will continue to stand by the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike. Those in attendance were the Honorable Commissioner for Housing, Honorable Gift Wallo, the President General of Grassroots Development Initiative, Chief Honorable Bright Amewule, amongst others. Nigerian Port Authority Onne Port Complex said it has received a big vessel, Kota Sempaka, with 566 containers. Announcing the development in a statement on Saturday, the management of NPA said the vessel sailing under the flag of Singapore has a length overall of 300 meters. It added that the successful berthing of the vessel demonstrated the agency's capacity and readiness for large ship calls. According to Bello Koko, Onne Port had earlier berthed Must, Stedelhorn and MV Lady J with 300-meter and 295-meter LOA respectively, a development that shows that the port is poised to sustain its growing fortunes. Situated on the Bonny River estuary along Ogu Creek in River State, Onne Port Complex is the first port of its kind in Nigeria that operated the landlord port model device to encourage private sector participation in the port industry. Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevori on Saturday approved automatic employment for Ilebe Joshua, the overall best graduating student of Delta State University, Abraka. Joshua graduated from the Faculty of Pharmacy with a 4.83 CGPA. Governor Oborevori, who approved the automatic employment at the 16th convocation of the university, challenged graduates not to think only of getting paid jobs, but to think of becoming entrepreneurs. Governor Oborevori commended the university's governing council and management for the impressive growth recorded by the institution over the years. Governor Oborevori, on arrival, had inaugurated the Faculty of Science Extension and the microbiology laboratory complex built by the university. Welcoming guest earlier, the Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor Andy Egunyenga, said that a total of 4,776 students graduated from the 2002-2003 academic session, comprising 730 postgraduate degrees, 99 Doctor of Philosophy degrees, 522 master's degrees, and 109 postgraduate diplomas. The graduates, according to him, include 3,611 first degrees, comprising 54 first class, 1,207 second class honors upper division, 380 second class honors lower division, and 380 third class honors. Resident doctors at the Delta State University Teaching Hospital have started a one-week warning strike. The doctors downed tools over what they describe as the government's insensitivity to major issues affecting the provision of optimal care for patients and the training of resident doctors in the state. President of the Association of Resident Doctors, Del South, Dr. Harrison Uja, while briefing the press in Asaba, said the current situation was increasing mortality rate and needed urgent attention. According to him, the subvention received by the hospital from the state government is very poor and needs to be increased for better healthcare delivery in the state. Apart from the subvention, he and his colleagues are also concerned about what they say is the deteriorating infrastructure at the hospital. Chief Dan O.C. Obi, National Vice Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, South-South, has rejected his membership of the Edo PDP 2024 Governorship Campaign Council. He made the decision known on Saturday at the Edo North PDP leader stakeholders meeting held in Ogbonna, his county home, at Sako Central Local Government Area of Edo State. Recall that Obi's name was featured on the 200 membership campaign council list of the PDP for the 21 September 2024 gubernatorial election led by Governor Godwin Obaseki as chairman. However, rejecting the appointment, Obi declared that all is not well with the PDP, adding that no one should be deceived. Obi is a strong ally of the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike. Judicial Panel of Inquiry on the Recovery of Government Property and Funds says it has recovered a Toyota Hilux vehicle from the former chairman of Abia State Oil Producing Community Development Commission, Sam Nwogu. According to the panel, the former Asopadec chairman said that the vehicle was bequeathed to him by the Niger Delta Development Commission. Speaking during the cross-examination, the chairman of the panel, Justice Florence Dora Igwe, retired, said that evidence clearly showed that the vehicle in question was used by head of the Works Department in Asopadec, Beremako Chukwuemeka. Justice Dora Igwe said efforts made to trace if the vehicle was bequeathed to Nwogu by NDDC have not been successful. She therefore directed that the vehicle be parked at the panel's premises. She noted that Nwogu failed to adhere to the notice served on him to produce the vehicle for physical inspection by the panel. Anambra State Police Command has arrested 16 notorious cultists and declared 21 others wanted. In a statement by the command spokesman, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, in Awka on Saturday, the feat was achieved following intensified efforts to end the resurgence of cult-related killings in Awka, the state capital. Ikenga stated that the police command tracked down and arrested no fewer than 16 notorious cultists involved in lots of mayhem in Anambra. He also noted that 21 other cultists who are now on the run have been declared wanted by the state police command. According to him, the arrested cultists who were nabbed during a series of intelligence-led manhunt have been detained on the orders of the Commissioner of Police, CP Aderemi Adeoye. Commissioner of Police in Anambra State, CP Aderemi Adeoye, on Saturday had his ceremonial pull-out parade from the Nigeria Police Force to signify his retirement. During the ceremony, which held at the Dr. Alex Ekweme Square in Awka, the commissioner, while addressing guests, said that throughout the period of his service, he has equipped himself through trainings both in Nigeria and abroad, including financial education, leading to the founding of an investment club, Alpha Trust Investment Club, in 2018. He said the club currently has investments worth over 20 billion naira, and that as he retires, he's going into business full-time. According to him, he will give Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, a run for his money. Earlier, Anambra State Deputy Governor Dr. Onyekachi Ibezim praised Adeoye for his efforts in fighting insecurity in the state. Pregnant woman who was kidnapped while on her way to the hospital for delivery has reportedly given birth at the kidnapper's den at Egede, Udi local government area of Enugu State. The incident, which was said to have happened last Monday, saw the woman giving birth to a bouncing baby boy in the forest. It was gathered that the woman, whose name was given as Chimwendu Igwe, was with her two other little children aged between 2 and 4 years when the incident happened. The lady's husband, Ekene Igwe, who confirmed the development to newsmen, added that he paid a ransom of 1.6 million naira before effecting the release of his wife and the newborn from the forest of Egede, where the kidnappers asked him to deposit the ransom. Igwe said that it was a kind motorcyclist who rescued his 2 kids abandoned on the road by the kidnappers. Meanwhile, police operatives of the Enugu State Command, acting on intelligence-guided discreet investigations, have arrested 2 male kidnapping suspects allegedly involved in the abduction of a heavily pregnant woman along AK Egede Road in Udi local government area on April 22, 2024. Commissioner of Police, Enugu State Command, CP Kanayo Uzuegu, has equally ordered the manhunt of other members of the kidnapping gang at large. The arrest was confirmed in a statement issued on Saturday by DSP Daniel Ndukwe, Police Public Relations Officer, PPRO, Enugu State Command. This is also as the victim's husband, Mr. Ekene Igwe, has hailed the Enugu State government for its quick intervention, which includes taking over the wife's medical bills. Ndukwe, on his part, said CP Uzwegu swiftly led a crack team of police operatives, complemented by the Neighborhood Watch Group and forest guards, to rescue the woman on April 23, 2024, around noon, barely 24 hours after her abduction. There was pandemonium in Itaoxin area of Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, as a gas tanker explosion left a trail of devastation, claiming 4 lives and about 6 vehicles were burned. It was reliably gathered that the explosion occurred following an accident involving the gas tanker when it was trying to maneuver along the road railings. It was further gathered that emergency response teams, including personnel from the Federal Road Safety Corps, Ogun State Fire Service, swiftly mobilized to the scene to evacuate the remains of the victims and contain the inferno. Among the vehicles consumed by the inferno were taxis, a private car, and a truck, with the impact extending to nearby shops and houses. While security and safety officials present at the scene are yet to provide a comprehensive statement regarding the incident, eyewitnesses who spoke under the condition of anonymity said some casualties had already been rushed to the hospital by the response teams. Vice President Kashim Shettima has emphasized the importance of unity and peaceful coexistence, urging leaders to celebrate and project the country's cultural diversity. He made this call while serving as the special guest of honor at the conferment of the chieftaincy title of Asiwaju of Ijebuland on industrialist and philanthropist Dr. Suleiman Adebola Adegunwa in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State. Senator Shettima conveyed greetings from President Bola Tinubu, describing the new Asiwaju as a worthy son of the soil, a leader committed to entrenching peaceful coexistence across the length and breadth of the nation. The Vice President called on Dr. Adegunwa to see his new role as a call to service, a reminder that what we owe this country is a sacrifice for love, tolerance, and total dedication. Recounting Adegunwa's inspiring story of success, the Vice President noted that the story of Baba is successful, yet very motivational, that for every man that strives to succeed, there is no way the doors would not be open. Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State has advised former governors of the state who have nothing positive to contribute to the state to shut up and allow him to deliver on his promises made to the people. He said those who governed the state in the past have had their time and should allow peace in the state to enable him work for the people. The governor, who spoke while addressing members of the All Progressives Congress Riders, Benue Riders, Coalition for Alia, and other groups who came to welcome him back to the state after his working visit to the United States of America, said his government would not relent in its commitment to the well-being of the people. He also cautioned those he said were in the habit of addressing Benue youth as thugs, saying it was totally unacceptable and demanded a public apology from those making the derogatory comment. The governor advised people of the state to prioritize their security, saying his administration would soon establish a call center with dedicated phone numbers where calls of security threats or breaches could be made to for necessary action. Kogi Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja has adjourned the hearing of the petition filed by the Social Democratic Party and its governorship candidate, Murtala Ajaka, until May 13 for the adoption of final written addresses. Ajaka is challenging the election victory of Governor Usman Ododo of the All Progressives Congress. The 3-member panel of justices headed by Justice Ado Benin Kudu fixed the date after APC, the third respondent, closed its case on Thursday in defense of Governor Ododo's victory. It will be recalled that the Independent National Electoral Commission and Ododo had earlier closed their defense in the petition jointly filed by SDP and Ajaka as the petitioners. The petitioners are challenging Ododo's victory in the November 11, 2023 governorship election in Kogi. Women development in Nigeria has been the issue of discussion as many advocates, NGOs and civil society groups keep raising alarms on the need to grow women and girls in our society for a better future. Within the week, the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy, says the Ministry of Women has changed the thoughts of women in Nigeria towards developing themselves by creating a platform of business, skills and education. Atlantic Television Network interviewed some women in Abuja to know how impactful this idea is to them and how well they have developed so far.
The empowerment we're talking about, they say charity begins at home. I can't be talking and talking without no action. So I've started my actions. These are delivered to 15 states. 15 states have been comfortably, successfully been delivered with empowerment, sustainable machines. If you're in the south, we give you the gari and rice and gari and cassava processing machines, complete sets. Each state we give, we make sure it will go to 1 per geopolitical zone, and we're going to get to all the communities. That is the plan. I don't have money, but I have hope. Please. We're talking about empowerment. If the commissioners were here, all of them, they would have told you that a lot is already happening. A whole lot is already happening. We've changed the narratives. The women generally have equally changed the narratives for themselves. They've been well tutored and lectured, and they've started believing in themselves. We've been so maltreated that we lost our self-confidence. We lost our voices. Very few women, very nicely with peace and harmony. We now have a portal where I'm encouraging each and every one of you to get the link and register your people in the village, and they will probably let us know through the coordinators that these things are available. It will be on our e-market portal. Today by 3 o'clock, I'm having a meeting with Nigerian Traders Association and Road Transport Association so that they subsidize delivery from those portals to help the women. Every woman that is registered, her account number is there. So whatever she sells goes straight to her account.
And developer in Abuja, who accused him of being anti-Igbo, allegedly abused him via text messages. Wike stated that the leave for those within for economic purposes. Nigeria Correctional Service has stepped up efforts to track down and recapture escaped inmates of the Suleja Medium Security Custodial Center, Niger State. Minister of Interior, Infrastructure and Security, Tunji Oje made the pledge when he visited the Niger Custodial Center, where 119 inmates had escaped following a rainstorm that damaged the facility on Wednesday. This was contained in a statement issued in Abuja by the Director of Press and Public Relations of the Ministry, Ozoya Imohimi. The minister said it was imperative to relocate a lot of the correctional centers to a conducive environment. The spokesman for the Federal Capital Territory Command of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Samson Duza, said 119 inmates initially escaped, but 14 of them were later recaptured by the security forces. No fewer than 19 children have died from suspected measles complications in Mubi North local government area of Adamawa State. Commissioner for Health, Felix Tangwami, revealed this to newsmen in Mubi on Saturday, saying that more than 200 children in the local government area were already infected. He said the outbreak was reported in Yola on Saturday, leading to a quick mobilization of medics and drugs to affected communities. He assured that children with severe infections would be referred to hospitals. According to the commissioner, the medical team would move from Mubi Gombe Taraba State Chairman of the Association of Local Governments in Nigeria, Dr. Jauro Hassan, has emphasized the need for a development approach targeted at the grassroots. Speaking during the inauguration of supervisory councillors in Jalingo, the state capital, Hassan highlighted the critical role of local governments in addressing the needs of the people. He lamented the neglect often experienced by the local councils, resulting in a lack of significant development at the grassroots level. He commended the current administration for prioritizing grassroots development, citing Governor Agbu Kefa's commitment to alleviating poverty and fostering inclusive growth. Hassan urged the newly appointed officials to embrace their roles as frontline representatives and work diligently to ensure equitable development across all communities. Late morning fire that gutted a residential building in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, on Saturday has left an 86-year-old man with injuries. Spokesperson for the Kwara State Fire Service, Hassan Adekunle, disclosed this in a statement on Saturday. Adekunle noted that the fire started at about noon when the octogenarian, who was reportedly cooking, stepped out to attend to someone but returned to the site of the fire. One room in the 12-room building located at Afolayan Street in the state capital was said to have been destroyed in the fire alongside some properties. The spokesperson, however, urged residents of the state to be fire safety conscious while commiserating with the victim. Four Chinese have been arrested by the mining marshals of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps at an illegal mining site where lithium is sold at Karu local government area of Nasarawa State. Spokesperson of the NSCDC, Babawale Afolabi, disclosed this in a statement on Saturday. The mining marshals, with a renewed vigor, swung into action following credible intelligence and uncovered an illegal mining site where lithium is sold at Karu local government area of Nasarawa State. The mining marshal commander, ACC, Atta John Onoja, said the minerals in question were seized in line with the provisions of Section 146, subsection B of the Minerals and Mining Act 2007. He added that the arrest of the Chinese followed their refusal to honor invitation for questioning. Kano Federal High Court, presided by Justice A.M. Liman, has restrained the acclaimed executive members of the All Progressives Congress, Ganduje Ward, from suspending the party's national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, pending the hearing and determination of a suit filed by the former governor for enforcement of his fundamental rights. Ganduje had approached the court through his counsel, Barrister Hadiza Nasser Ahmed, seeking the enforcement of his fundamental rights to fair hearing and freedom of association pursuant to the Enforcement and Procedure Rules 2009 as subsumed under Section 46 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Justice Liman gave the order after hearing of an ex parte application moved by his Ganduje's lawyer. Additionally, the presiding judge directed that all the parties in the suit to maintain status quo before the purported emergency meeting of the said executive members of APC, Ganduje Ward, and to stay all action in respect of the matter pending the hearing and determination of motion on notice. The respondents in the suit include Basiru Nuhu Isa, the Nigeria Police Force, the Commissioner of Police, Kano Command, the Inspector General of Police and Department of State Service. The court fixed 9th May 2024 for hearing. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has sealed 50 outlets in Kaduna State for selling edible oil under unhygienic conditions. The operation was said to be part of a sensitization workshop for dealers focusing on registration procedures and food management. This was disclosed in a statement posted on the agency's X handle on Saturday. Daily also emphasized the importance of using food-grade materials and maintaining hygienic production environments to ensure consumer safety. Recall that in February, NAFDAC raided and sealed not less than 1,321 patent medicine stores in the Sabongari open market of Kano as part of its mandate to sanitize unwholesome pharmaceutical practices by the dealers. Zamfara Commissioner of Police Mohammed Shehu Dalijang has presented checks of 50.1 million naira to 27 families of deceased police personnel on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun. In a statement, the spokesman of the State Police Command, ASP Yazid Abubakar, said the checks were part of the IGP's initiative under the Group Personnel Accident and IGP Family Welfare Insurance Scheme of the force to assist the families of the officers who paid the supreme price in the line of duty. According to the statement, while presenting the checks, the Commissioner commended the IGP for his kind gesture and urged the families of the deceased officers to utilize the money judiciously to take proper care of the families. A beneficiary collecting her check from CP Mohammed Shehu during the distribution thanked the Commissioner for the kind gesture. Yahaya Umar, one of the beneficiaries, in his remarks on behalf of other beneficiaries, commended the Inspector General of Police and the State Police Command for their support. You are watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after the short break. Stay with us.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Welcome back. This is the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. Few days after successfully hosting a national dialogue on policing, the House of Representatives is to hold a two-day retreat on economic transformation and development to strengthen the capacity of members on economic development and tax reform. Spokesman of the House, Akin Rotimi, APC Ekiti, said the retreat, which is expected to be declared open by President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday, April 30, will hold at the Abuja Continental Hotel, formerly Abuja Sheraton. Rotimi said the theme of the retreat, which is organized in collaboration with the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Federal Inland Revenue Service, and Conrad Adina Steve Tong, will be navigating change, legislative strategies for economic transformation. He said the initiative is to collaborate with legislative support institutions and partners to sustain capacity development programs for members. House acknowledges the crucial role of the legislature in shaping the economic trajectory of a nation, as well as influencing the economic environment directly and indirectly through its lawmaking and oversight powers. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, and the founder of the Kuka Center, Bishop Matthew Kuka, have called on Nigerians to work towards building a united nation. The duo made the call at the National Integration Conference with the theme Revisiting the National Question, Nigeria's Elusive Search for National Integration, organized by the Kuka Center. Tajuddin, who was represented by the Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, said Nigeria's pluralism and its vast diversity in ethnicity, language and religion remain a valuable asset to the nation. According to him, embracing and leveraging its pluralism would propel Nigeria towards a more unified and prosperous future, where the collective strengths of its diverse population would be fully harnessed. Kuka, while stressing the urgent need for nation building, urged all Nigerians to stop the blame game and unite for the good of the country. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has confirmed the receipt of the refund of $760,000 paid as advanced school fees by a former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello for his children at the American International School, Abuja. Spokesperson for the EFCC, Dele Oyewale, confirmed the development to our correspondent in Abuja. Earlier, the American International School of Abuja had asked the EFCC to provide authentic banking details for the refund of fees paid for the fees for 5 of his children from the coffers of the Kogi State government. The children are in grade levels 2 to 8 at the school. On April 17, EFCC operatives laid siege on Bello's residence in Abuja in an attempt to arrest him over an allegation of 80.2 billion naira fraud. Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoyede, appointed Michael Nzekwe as his Chief of Staff. He has also appointed zonal directors for each of the 14 zonal commands of the Commission as part of the restructuring of the EFCC. According to Olukayode, the ongoing restructuring is meant to reposition the strength and strengthen the EFCC so that it can deliver optimally on its assigned mandate. The Anti-Graft Agency's head of media and publicity, Dele Oyewale, announced the new appointments and changes in a statement on Saturday. Nzekwe, who he described as a top-notch investigator, lawyer, and former commander of the Ilorin Zonal Command of the EFCC, is a Course 1 officer of the Commission. He has served in various departments in the Commission, including Legal and Prosecution Department, the Department of Operations, now the Department of Investigations, the Department of Internal Affairs, the Department of Ethics and Integrity, Servicom, and the Asset Forfeiture Department. Hama Bello, a chief superintendent of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, who is the 8th witness in the trial of Winifred Oyoita, the former head of service, has exposed how the defendant and her subordinates allegedly diverted public funds into private companies before the Federal High Court, Maitama, Abuja. Oyoita, along with her special assistants, Ubong Okon Efyok and Garba Umar, and 6 companies, namely Frontline Ace Global Services Limited, Asanaya Projects Limited, Slopes International Limited, U&U Global Services Limited, amongst others, face 18 charges bordering on misappropriation, official corruption, money laundering, and criminal diversion of funds worth over 3 billion naira. Bello, who was led in evidence by prosecution counsel Farouk Abdullahi and His Majesty Mohammed, told the court that Oyoita used Slopes International Limited and Good Deal Investments Limited to fraudulently award government contracts to herself through Umar. He further revealed that U&U Global Limited received federal payments in the form of duty tour allowances and ESTA codes from 2015 to 2018, and sometimes payments from the federal government were made directly to the account. The matter was adjourned till April 30, 2024. Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has detained Sonny Echono, Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund. Demola Bakari, ICPC spokesperson, confirmed the development to newsmen, stating that Echono was invited by the Anti-Graft Agency on Thursday. On April 18, media reported how TED Fund awarded 2 contracts to certified at Ratio Academy and Pole Global Marketing within 2 months at the cost of 3.8 billion naira respectively without the approval of the Federal Executive Council, which is required for the contract size. The contract was to provide capacity building course and learning management systems to about 2 million students across higher institutions in the country. In a rejoinder, TED Fund said it did not award 7.6 billion naira contracts to 2 companies without due process. She had been compromised. In a statement by its spokesman, Emma Powerful, IPOB urged Western countries and human rights organizations like Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Inter-Society Organization and other reputable human rights organizations to prevail over the Nigerian government, President Bola Tinubu and Justice Nyako to save the country's judicial system by releasing Kanu. Executive Secretary, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Sonia Chono, has disclosed that over 2.5 million students have been enrolled in the Tertiary Education Research Applications and Services platform. TED Fund Buzz disclosed that the platform has excess capacity, but public institutions are given the preference of onboarding first before it is extended to private universities. He said this during the second Registrars Workshop and 75th Business Meeting of the Association of Registrars of Nigerian Universities, ARNU, with the theme Sustainable Legal Framework as Panacea for Industrial Harmony in the Nigerian University System, Challenges and Remedies. The TED Fund board said the agency has enlisted the support of registrars of tertiary institutions and other stakeholders to ensure maximum utilization of the ICT infrastructure for administrative, research and other purposes by students and staff of the institution. Echono said TED Fund was to connect all National Open University of Nigeria study centers nationwide with ICT fiber infrastructure to improve access to resources by all students. Now business news. Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution PLC said it has commenced the implementation of the April 2024 supplementary order to the multi-year tariff order of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission in its franchise area. While assuring customers of improved service delivery, the PATD noted that the supplementary order, which took effect on April 3, emphasized provisions of the MYTO applicable to customers on the Band A segment and took into consideration other favorable obligations by the service provider to Band A customers. In a statement, the PATD said the new tariff regime, customers on Band A feeders that typically receive a minimum supply of power for 20 hours per day will now be expected and obliged to pay 225 naira per kilowatt hour. Disco told customers on the other service bands B, C, D and E that the tariff remained unchanged and that the recently implemented supplementary order was only applicable to customers on Band A feeders. It urged customers to visit its website to know their respective bands. Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria has revealed plans for a unified retail end of the foreign currency market. A statement from the association disclosed that the move would tackle volatility and boost regulatory compliance within that segment of the market. APCON President Aminu Wadabe said APCON was implementing plans meant to unify operators from different cadres of the market, including the inauguration of state chapters for market coordination, integration, and administering a united market structure. Wadabe said that when done, all BDC operators across Nigerian markets would be captured. This comes weeks after the association expressed support for the CBN directive barring the practice of using domiciliary accounts as collateral for naira loans. And now to international tidbits. Sierra Leone's Minister of Energy resigned against a backdrop of recent interruptions to the country's electricity supply. The reasons for Alhaji Kanjaz Sesay's resignation were not officially explained, and the Energy Ministry did not respond to a request for comment. The ministry has been placed under the direct supervision of President Julius Maada Bio who will be assisted by 2 other officials, according to a press release from the presidency sent to AFP on Friday evening. Sesay's resignation came hours after the government paid a total of $18.5 million to 2 power providers, Turkish Kaparship and Transco CLSG Group. Sierra Leone owed the 2 producers a total of $40 million. 76 persons in Kenya have lost their lives to floods triggered by torrential monsoon downpours since March, with the government warning residents to brace for even heavier rainfall. Kenya and its East African neighbors have been battered by stronger than usual rain in recent weeks, compounded by the El Nino weather pattern. Flash floods have submerged roads and neighborhoods, leading to the displacement of more than 130,000 people across 24,000 people across 24,000 households, many of them in the capital, Nairobi. Government spokesman Isaac Mwara said on Saturday. Mwara said all 5 dams comprising the Seven Forks hydropower project along the Tana River, Kenya's longest, were at total capacity. 2 members of a Lebanese group that fired rockets across the southern border at Israel have been killed by Israel's airstrike in the Bekaa region of Lebanon. Israel's military said its air force struck and eliminated Mossab Khalaf in the area of Maidun in Lebanon. The Israeli military said a member of the Jama'ah Islamiyah group had carried out attacks against Israel. In a statement, the Jama'ah Islamiyah said 2 of its field commanders, Khalaf and a relative of his, were killed in the strike. Hamas launched an attack on Israel in October that left 1,200 people dead and led to 253 being taken hostage. According to Israeli tallies, Israel responded with a military campaign on the Gaza Strip that has left more than 34,000 Palestinians dead. Russia launched a massive missile strike at Ukraine overnight, damaging 4 power plants in the latest barrage targeting the country's energy supply. 2 people were killed and at least 10 more wounded in Russian shelling. Moscow has launched some of its largest ever strikes on Ukraine's energy facilities in recent months, knocking out a significant chunk of production and triggering blackouts and heavy rationing across the country. Ukraine also fired more than 60 drones at southern Russia overnight, Moscow said in one of its largest overnight drone attacks. Kiev claimed to have hit 2 oil refineries and a military air base. United States President Joe Biden has disclosed that he contemplated suicide after the death of his first wife and 13-month-old daughter in a car accident. Biden disclosed this during an interview with radio journalist Howard Stern on Stern's SiriusXM show. The president's first wife, Nelia, and 1-year-old daughter, Naomi, died in a car crash in Delaware on December 18, 1972. The president also said after his wife's death, he used to take out a bottle of scotch and plan to get drunk, but could never make himself do it. Biden has repeatedly talked about his reasons for abstaining from alcohol, once claiming there are enough drunks in his family history. And now on entertainment. Vocal powerhouse Omawumi, who has not been visible on the country's music scene in recent times, has resurfaced as one of the judges of the ongoing season 7 of Nigerian Idol reality TV show, a platform that brought her into limelight 17 years ago. Before now, Omawumi's career has been dwindling despite the singer's efforts to still be relevant in the industry. Late last year, the Botombela singer made a comeback with her EP More, featuring the likes of Yomi Alade, Timida Kolo and Kobams. Unfortunately, that body of work couldn't relaunch her career to earn her a place in the global success of Nigerian music. With the Nigerian superstars currently dominating the world stage, Malumi is one talented superstar whose name is visibly missing on the list. Malumi has etched her name in the sands of time as a gifted singer and songwriter who should be making waves on the global scene like Tiwa Savage, Thames, Ira Star, and Tenny the Entertainer. Nigerian singer Michael Adebayo Olayinka, popularly known as Ruger, has revealed that he owns 2 firearms. The Blown Boy boss disclosed this while discussing the inspiration behind his stage name in a recent interview with content creator Timi Agbaje. The singer did not disclose whether the guns he owns are licensed or not. Recall that the Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, has said last year that there is a temporary ban on the issuance of firearms, stressing that the force is mopping up arms in circulation. Controversial American rapper Kanye West has been sued for alleged anti-black treatment. Benjamin Deshaun Prevost, a former employee of the rapper at Donda Academy, is accusing West of berating black employees and firing him for refusing to cut his dreadlocks in a fresh lawsuit. Prevost, a security guard at Donda Academy since 2021, in the lawsuit filed in Los Angeles, claimed that he suffered emotional distress as a result of West's actions, which include allegedly firing him for refusing to cut his hair. He claimed that West had asked his staff to shave his head, and he refused due to his Muslim faith. Prevost also claimed white staff members were paid $5 more per hour than black employees. Prevost is seeking damages for alleged discrimination, hostile work environment, retaliation, labor code violations, and other claims. And here now is ATN Sports News. Wilfred Ndidi is in a buoyant mood following Leicester City's promotion to the Premier League. The Foxes confirmed their return to the top flight on Friday night after Leeds United lost 4-0 to Queen's Park Rangers. Enzo Marsa's side were relegated from the Premier League last season. Leeds United's defeat to QPR means Leicester City are guaranteed to finish in the top 2 in the Sky Bet Championship. They will, however, need to win more games to secure the chairmanship title. An elated Ndidi took to social media to celebrate the team's promotion. Liverpool's Premier League title hopes seem all but over as Mikel Antonio scored to rescue a point for West Ham at London Stadium. Jared Bowen opened the scoring just before the break when he rose highest to meet Mohamed Kudus' cross into the area as Liverpool showed little evidence that the Merseyside derby loss in midweek had done much in the way of spurring them on. But the visitors were much improved in the second half, and Andy Robertson equalized when he scored from Luis Diaz's low pass into the penalty area. They were then rewarded for their pressure when Cody Gbako's effort from a corner bounced off Angelo Ogbonna, Tona Sockett, and Alphonsus Areola before finding the back of the net. Liverpool sit third in the table with 3 games remaining, 2 points behind leaders Arsenal, who face Tottenham on Sunday, while Manchester City are second but have 2 games in hand. Sheffield United were relegated from the Premier League after a 5-1 thrashing at Newcastle on Saturday. Chris Wilder's side are 10 points from safety with just 3 games left following the 25th league defeat of a dismissal season. The bottom of the table Blades, who have only 3 league victories this term, will return to the championship just 12 months after winning promotion. Anel Ahmedozic put the visitors ahead at St. James Park, but Alexandra Isak struck twice. Bruno Guimaraes and Callum Wilson each netted, and Ben Osborne scored an own goal to complete the route. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. 5 dead, cars burnt in Rivers tanker explosion. Delta resident doctors start warning strike. Speaker Abbas canvass for national cohesion. PH Disco begins new tariff for Band A customers. Sierra Leone's energy minister resigns. Kanye West sued for alleged discrimination. And Sheffield United relegated from Premier League. I am Gloria Caribe Tambray. Thank you for watching.